That said, I don't believe there is a warp in the catacombs all the way to the bottom, so we are basically just gonna... Whoops. Basically, I'm gonna have to just run through this whole thing as quickly as I can, so, I guess I'll talk to y'all soon. Now the fun part. I'm only a little bit surprised I survived all of that. Weakness boss, that was a really good one. Only sort of just registered for me. Poor Pinwheel. So yes, as we briefly made our way out to back when we fought Pinwheel, we are heading first to the Tomb of the Giants. Which it may not surprise you, but this is where Nito is. Grave Lord Nito. We actually saw him very briefly in the catacombs as well when we didn't join his covenant, I think. Anyway, we now have this skull lantern here, and let me tell you, we're going to get a lot of use out of it. I also want to point out that there definitely appears to have been a bonfire here at one point, and a rope as well, or a fire here actually is a much better way to put this. This was definitely a place where some folks camped out in the aura of these large, very worrisome looking skeletons. Oh. Hello there. That's not worrying at all. Now, I'm not sure if my butcher's knife or my man-serpent greatsword will be better here, but let's start with this. The Tomb of the Giants is the first in... you could call it some questionable dungeon design. There are a lot of dungeons in the second half of this game that are a bit more gimmicky than the first set. There's definitely a lot of mechanics that it feels like they didn't really have time to think entirely through or implement all the way. There's a lot of things in these areas that are kind of indefensible. But we'll take the good along with the bad. My sword is up here, isn't it? Someone's doing like 58, I think. This is probably going to do some more. Skeletons are generally weak to strike damage, but I think our massively upgraded weapons are our best hope as of right now. We do have to be careful here because again, it's kind of set up very precariously. And I'm sure you also could hear that bow. Let's pop over this way first. Oh! Hello there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh dear. Good, he was trying to block us. None of that now. So when you don't have the lantern out because you're using your shield, you do at least get the hint that there's more skeletons in the area based on their eyes. You can also, of course... Oh wow, I knock him the fuck out with that. I didn't actually realize you could do that with the big skeletons like you can with the little ones. Just need a hard enough swing. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. So yeah, this area is quite difficult and quite punishing for all sorts of reasons that we'll be seeing along the way. You get those prism stones that sort of guide the way, but they do eventually just peter out, so not all that helpful. In general, it is advisable to use this before you leap. You can usually see the ground below you, and if not, you might be in trouble. Let's... Wow, that was not nearly as... Oh god. Oh, this is real bad. Oh, this is so bad. I mean, I guess on the plus side, that one skeleton can't seem to hit us. What I say is he hits us. This is such a precarious position. Almost done. Especially because his giant, comedically sized glowing arrows are just missing us here. I am perfectly okay with that. I admit, I am a little surprised we came out of that encounter alive, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Of course, he wasn't the only archer around here. We come to another giant coffin, which is the same kind of thing that we fought Pinwheel in, if you remember. We also actually see an interesting view, but we'll probably get a better look at that later. And as much as I want to go down there, and oh, I totally do, I think it might be better if I make for that. In fact, screw all the rest of this. I'm going to that bonfire. There we go. Need divine. I don't think that's true, actually. Anyway, now that we're over here, we actually get a good look pretty much out into the demon ruins that we saw very, very briefly back after we beat Quelaag. You can really tell that all the architecture is the same, and of course the lava down there is a bit telltale. This is one of those things that people really, really like about this game, that you can see just how all these areas connect, especially once you start getting to this subterranean land kind of thing. And as you explore the game, you really start to get a feel for, like... You see all of these places, and it's either, oh, I know I'm gonna go over there, or, oh shit, there's that place that I've been way, way back. And one of the things that is actually really good about the Tomb of the Giants is that there is some absolutely fantastic sense of progression on the getting lower and lower scale based on the rest of the map and other pieces that you can, like, peek into, essentially. So I do really like that. Also, we're kindling the fuck out of this bonfire. I'm not going through here without 10 Estus flasks. I will definitely be leaning on my Estus count quite a bit more as we go along in the game. Alright, now let's check out that coffin that we saw before. One thing that you will notice is these lights will actually fade away and only show up if you have the skull lantern up. This poor little skeleton head. Hidden path ahead. Ow. Yeah, there we go. They're kind of meant to guide you over to this place. But let's check this out first. We entered a place. We really entered a place. This is one of the better known caves in the game, or challenges in the game, let's call it. Let's call it that. We only have 13,000 souls though. Be wary of skeleton. Thanks, friend. Yeah. Whoops. I always fuck that jump up too. See, there ain't just skeletons in here. There's a lot of skeletons in here. There's a lot of skeletons in here. I'm a little surprised we ended up losing that to NPCs instead of an invader, but we've been lucky enough not to be invaded just yet. I will say though, the Dark Souls connectivity mod, fucking thumbs up for me. I did not know that you could still get all of this stuff. Like, I can see all of these connections on my second screen right now. And of course, we can see messages and bloodstains, so thank you to everyone who pointed out that that totally still existed in this game. Yeah, we even got that whole Estus thing there. Alright, let's try this again. This time, instead of attempting to fight, because that's a bad idea, we are gonna let a bunch of these guys group up here, and then I'm gonna run like a little baby. We'll see how that works. Good. Good. Less good. Ungood. Extremely ungood. Yeah, that's what I wanted. You know what? I ain't need those souls. There was a smith there. I'm glad we saw that, I guess. Beautiful. I'm gonna have to remember where a lot of the embers are, because there's some more esoteric ones that I don't quite remember the location of. But hey, we got the large divine ember, and I guess I should probably check out what that does. What that is. We know what it does. Give that shit to Andre. Ember required for weapon ascension. Large divine ember of secret church rites. Intended for select divine blacksmiths. Ascends +5 divine weapon. Allows reinforcement to +10. On par with the very weapons of the gods. I do really like that you get that. It gives you the +10, but then it also is like, it's powerful like the gods. Now granted, we're not doing a faith-based character, so we don't really get much out of that, but it's nice to have. And then... So, this is a fellow that we would have met back up in the catacombs if I hadn't fucked up the flags for literally everything. But let's meet him here. I'm sure he's a very friendly person.
Good day. You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs? Are you a cleric or something?
He says that very suspiciously, so I'm going to say nah.
No? Really? Then I'd have no qualms telling you. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first, but, well, we're friends now, so I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
Wow, what a nice sounding guy. There's definitely no way that this could be a trap. Hey look, there really are items down there. And a lot of corpses. I wonder why that is. Oh no!
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
I can't believe our old buddy Trusty Patches would throw us over the ledge like this. This changes everything. We get a large soul of a proud knight, a large soul of a proud knight, and another skull lantern in case you missed the first one, which is really nice of them, because try to imagine going through the first part of that without having the lantern, and now try imagine going through the rest of it. It's real bad news. So I'm really glad that they made sure that you would have one. I don't think this is absolutely required to go on, but most players will do this because there's several things down here that we should check out. I should also mention that Patches is actually an NPC from Demon Souls. he's the one bit of continuity, and it's not really explicit, more of an Easter egg than anything else. It's not like he knows that he was in Demon Souls. That said, if we look down here, you may remember Creepy Lautrec being super creepy about a nubile young cleric.
You're no hollow, are you? Thank goodness. Please be careful. There are 2 fierce hollows not far from here. They were once brave knights, my former escorts. Who would let such strong spirits be hollowed so? Heavens, is there nothing at all to be done?
We run into Rhea, finally. Last we saw her, she was up at Firelink Shrine and went down into the catacombs with Petrus, and clearly they made it pretty far, but it seems like her 2 companions, the mumbly one and the asshole one, ended up going hollow and are down here somewhere.
You're no hollow. Thank goodness. Please be. They were one. Who, heavens, is.
Well, unfortunately, once someone goes hollow, there's only one thing to be done. And you can kind of see in the reflection off of these lights here that we may have just found them. Yes, here they are, and you do fight both of them at once, so do be careful. There we go. They also throw out miracles. Chain miracles at that, huh? Alright, I don't want him hitting Rhea, because she seems to still be okay, at least for now. Woohoo. I'm a little lucky that he whiffed on that. And that one too, honestly. Oh, here we go with the miracles again. Once you get them down, I do believe they stay dead even if you don't get both of them, so... Oh god. Yeah, I just got chain ganked right there. Unfortunately, you do have to get one of them dead for one of them to stay dead, so my previous comment doesn't really matter anymore now, does it? Funnily enough, though, the fact that we respawn at this fire means that we can go talk to Patches again. Hey there, buddy!
Oh, you! Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Okay.
Oh, brilliant. A second chance. Wonderful. I had a feeling you'd understand. I did. But, if I were in your shoes... Ooh, who knows what I'd have done. But now we're friends again. Eh?
So oddly enough, if you call him out for being a dick, which he is, he will actually give you a twin humanity for it and just be like, whatever, we're friends, everything's fine. Anyway, let's actually go down this way, because this is the way that you normally would escape that place and go talk to Patches if we didn't, do what we did. Oh god. That's a bone tower. I don't like it. Because they hit like fucking trucks. There's a lot of, odd enemy designs in a lot of these later dungeons, and they are varying degrees of interesting or frustrating or awful. Like, these things here just do a buttload of damage, and there's a bunch of them. Look at that. Ow. Granted, we're not wearing the heaviest of armor, but still, that was basically half of our health, and our health is pretty substantial. I believe there are several of these towers, although this is just a physics object at this point. There we go. So yeah, these lights that show up with the skull lantern will actually guide you out of here. Uh-oh. Close quarters here. He even kicked me. Oh boy. Man, we're getting to the point where I actually need all these Estus flasks. No, you don't. That was a little weird, but sure. Ah. One more, and one of them's dead. Oh dear. Unfortunately, that one might just be me. Oh god, they've traded places now. Yes! There we go. Okay, that's one down. It's a good thing I have an overhand swing here. Let's see if I can finish it. Yeah, there we go. That funnel worked surprisingly well. Now, I believe them and the bone towers are the only ones around here, but we'll want our lantern out to be careful, just in case. Either way, we do actually end up pretty much in the same spot immediately. And now that they're gone, let's talk to Rhea again.
You banished those two hollows, did you? It
Two
pains me
hollows.
to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here, these belonged to them. You deserve them more than I.
Replenishment. That is another miracle that I believe heals you over time? Let's find out. Common miracle amongst cleric knights. Gradual HP restoration. I was right. Beware of the cleric knight blessed by replenishment, for he shall not fall easily. Whoops.
I am certain that both Vince and Nico... Thank you.
Well, all I did was kill them. And they kinda got me first. Nice. See, you'll notice that Estus, or that fire gets kindled a lot, because we're gonna get a bunch of extra Estus off of that for as long as that's our bonfire. There we go. I believe, yeah, there is also this up here. A white Titanite chunk. Which, getting it causes a bunch of bone towers to spawn, so a bit of a trap. The other thing about these towers is that they will automatically retaliate anytime you hit them, which is kind of annoying to deal with. Means you really just can't combo them at all. You have to wait them out. A lot of enemy types here that are sort of just like, I don't know. That was almost really bad. We almost just jumped straight into them. I think this only spawns 4 of them. And another Estus flask. I was gonna go back to the bonfire to fill back up, but honestly we're basically at max again. Love it. As a refresher, whenever someone kindles the bonfire that you're resting at, you get an extra Estus like that, or at least someone near you. So, all the people who are currently doing Tomb of the Giants are doing like I did in Hollowing, and are kindling this bonfire.